when you understand each other's religion, or respect each other's religion, respect the skin colors, respect the gender. And once you have that in a place, you are the strongest on the ground.
Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban, mpenzi mtazamaji, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Natumai mzima buheri wa afya. Jina langu ni Haifa Muhammad na karibu katika kipindi achopewa asubuhi ndani ya kitengo gumzo la vijana. Mpenzi mtazamaji, leo tena ni furaha na bashasha kuwa naye. Tusema dada yetu ambaye nadhani aliweza kujielezea zaidi katika kipindi ambacho nadhani mtakuwa mlikiona, ni kwamba yeye akona foundation yake ambayo alianzisha na si mwingine ni dada yetu Aruna, na inshallah tukielekea kwake tutaweza kufahamu mengi na mengi zaidi. Kwa mada yetu ya leo inshallah tunaenda kuangalia diversity and inclusivity. Ni kwamba tunaangalia pia, atatueleza zaidi what is diversity and what is inclusivity. Na tukirudi kwake tutaweza kufahamu mengi na mengi zaidi. Welcome Aruna.
Thank you.
I hope you're doing good.
Yes,
you're
thank
great.
you.
Yes.
Welcome.
So today's topic is about diversity. What is diversity? Because I believe it's a bigger word. So what?
Yes. Diversity divides us in so many places now. Comes to the continent, we are different. Comes to the cities, we are different. Come to the religions, we are different.
Yes.
Comes to the town we live in, we are also culture-based diversity. So diversity is, as you said, is a very big word, and all this comes under diversity. Right.
And what about inclusivity? Is it the same with diversity, or are they two different things?
They're two different things. Inclusivity is something, how you can inclusive yourself part of this diversity, and how you can be one of them by taking part into the day-to-day activity and respecting each other's space.
So it's like promoting, how to promote diversity.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's promoting the diversity. That does not mean you do something what you don't believe in. Like example, any specific area, if I don't like it, then it doesn't mean that I should also say wrong about it. Inclusivity means if you don't like it, you filter it before you say it without disturbing anybody, or keep it to yourself, because not everybody will agree with your opinions. Yes.
So it's like putting yourself in another person's shoes, regardless of whatever, maybe you are a Muslim, a Christian, or any person in another place.
Respect the country's space, continent, people, and area you are in, despite their different tribes, despite their different religions.
Okay. So what is the importance of diversity and inclusivity?
Both goes hand in hand now when you want to bring it to the community. Inclusivity, where you participate, like let's say example, I'll put it in a way, I am just in the office where activity is something I don't know what's happening, but be part of it just to observe, be part of it to participate in physically. That's called inclusivity. Diversity is after that activity, what you have learned, share the positive impact to others. That's called diversity and inclusivity. Yeah.
So the main importance is like coming together and being one thing. So we've seen, like, we have youth, a lot of youth in our society. So how will this youth, or how will the youth enable diversity in the society? In that maybe you could have seen, maybe during the Mahditv, the youth came, no matter what tribe you are, no matter what religion you are, they came to the field, and that they supported themselves, because we all know how the economy of Kenya is currently at. So how will the youth contribute to diversity?
First, you have to learn that you are all one. You are equal, despite your age, despite your financial, despite your religion, everything. That's what happened in Mandamano, right? And that's what called unity, because the leaders did not know whom to talk to, because there was no leader. They were all leaders by themselves.
Yes.
Right? They did not know which tribe they are talking to, because we did not describe our tribe. we were together, they did not know also what are the practices they can do to break the youth. Otherwise, they would have earlier in whatever other politics, that's what they have been doing it.
True.
Once you know the weaker point, they attack that point. So first, to know the diversity and to know inclusivity, you have to become one first. Despite other different areas, like religion and everything. Become a one to teach others to become a one. Advocate for that first. That's called diversity already. And inclusivity.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the unity. You've talked about the aspect of unity. How can we promote unity? And we know that nowadays the higher population are youth. And how can this youth, or what can they do to actually maintain the peace and unity of a country?
The beautiful about nowadays youth is they exactly know what they want. And what they're missing out on it also is they have drive to do something. They have knowledge to do something. But they don't have what you call learnings. And that comes from somebody, you pair it with a mature person. So let's say example, you are in a sector where my organization, we can put it there, right?
Yes.
If a new volunteer comes and start doing his or her own thing, that is a short term. Because it's not aligned with anything. There's no learning, so they will make more mistakes. The moment they take learning from me, which has been 10 years learning,
Yes.
and implement into the execution of whatever they want to achieve, it becomes better. So youth needs to know first that whatever you have, the gap is still there. You need to bring the learning from the past people. Put them together in your group. Do not totally seclude them. Include them. So when you're executing your new ideas, your practicality will be more better, because now you have combined the task with all the learning and make sure there is no failure. So always good to have an older person in your group.
Which I mean the Gen Zs didn't want to have.
They did not want it to have. The voice are heard. But right now nothing is happening.
True.
See, if we had those people in each sector who are mature in it, maybe there are action plan now. What happened is just temporary execution, isn't it? We all went quiet. I know we managed to do some aggressive steps, but there are some could be done even more better than just not happened. Like example, certain tasks when they were talking about it, President took steps very quickly. Isn't it?
Yes.
But I'm sure this is not only what they wanted. Gen Z wants more than this.
True.
They want impact long lasting. They want to create better future for themselves. It was not only 6 or 7 days, those what you call the demonstrations.
Yes.
It is more. The ask is more. So you need those mature people to step in, or give them a platform also, and join hands together to see the more action plans in future. Yeah.
Talking about, you've talked about being the involving the matured people, or people who know more, or people who are learned and knowledgeable. But we see maybe the Gen Zs, they didn't want to believe them, because at a certain point they've seen their leaders now. When we take, let's say, in form of parliament or their MPs, now they currently do not believe them. So let's come to the character of having the character of honesty. Having honesty. How does honesty play a bigger role in building the diversity? Because if the Gen Zs had the people who were honest, they would have believed in them. But because they didn't have anyone to believe in them, or they didn't have anyone who they could believe in, that this person, if we give them this task, they will accomplish it. So how does it play?
So few things has happened, and this is my personal observation.
Okay.
Definitely, I can't make a judgment on political level.
Okay.
We went aggressively. I know there were some few things were happening wrong, and we want to fix that. But when we talk about anything wrong in a different sector, as you said, county level or specific offices, I'm sure they're not all wrong.
True.
A leader can be wrong, but leader's team, you might get one or two who are still educating, who are still there. How we did not watch those people? Right? Government is not only our president. Government is a whole team. The leaders might be failing us right now. What made them fail? It's not always money.
True.
It's also the practices has been practiced past. I'm
So
glad.
it's like they're joining each other.
Yes, without studying it a little bit behind backward. If I have to talk something, impact always comes after some damages happen years back. It's not going to be immediately impact and result. What Gen Z did, it impacted the world. There was some lot of movement in a different continent or countries. But that was not our motto. Our motto to fix something in our country.
Yes.
We are happy, we are proud, it happens to the other country. They get to learn, they started putting the same enforcement to achieve something. After achieving, who will execute that?
Nobody.
Somebody has to have a correct title, right?
True.
Everybody cannot be same as a president. Or everybody cannot have a same title. Like you can say, if you are in a clinic, everybody will not be a doctor.
Yes.
So there will be nurse, we need it. There will be doctor, we need it. Then there will be surgeon, we need it. Without all these people, nothing is going to be practically moving forward.
Because those people support one another in each sector.
Yes. So in that specific office, even if you're angry, one leader can be wrong, second leader can be, I'm sure, 100%, there's someone who is enforcing correctly also, but he or she's voice are not being heard because a lot of politically only put things on the media and everywhere which is they want to showcase. If one was really wanted to do, correctly read the team, pick that one team to be your leader. Because me sitting outside the office and making noise, but somebody has to hear in this office, no?
Yes.
To hear this, I have to make my one friend there, between my door and the office. Choose that correct one, empower that correct one also. They have a power to empower one. You cannot just say that because we are aggressive, we want this. No. The damages that happen, we are the one who is also paying for it.
True.
And damage happen to the places where not needed to be even touched. So that's called the power of Gen Z. But if you utilize that power correctly and make it a correct impact on the people you want to, we can definitely build a better nation out there.
True, true. That's correct. And when we talk about, before you go for break, what are the factors that help in growth of diversity? Because there are some factors that contribute to the growth. In order for maybe us living together, maybe an Indian, an African, or another tribe of Kikuyu, a Luo, a Luya, for them to live together, there are some factors that contribute to that. So what can they be?
It does. First is humanity. Second is need from each other. When you need something, you don't look at tribe and religion. You just do something together, right? Example, right now, if I have cut my hand right now, I'll not say because you are wearing a attire which is represent your religion, don't come and treat me here.
True.
You need that moment, that person. So forget also at some point who they are from the background. Receive as that moment as a person to get it done, a task, or receive a person to help you in a certain task.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and the third one is when you are together, definitely you build a better religion, better community, better people around you, and you forget everything else. Put one step at a time. You can't put all together, oh, you are Kenyan, or you are Muslim, or you are a woman even. I cannot give you any of these tasks.
True.
You see, I've labeled you already 3 times more. If I have not labeled you, for me it was humans immediately after where I needed someone. The task is done. We have not touched the religion. We have not touched the tribe. and we are still one unity, one people, just like any normal human out there. Yeah?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Aruna. So let's take a break, then when we come back, we'll know more about diversity, and also understand it well, because we live in a region whereby understanding diversity has been a problem, and we find it maybe some people can be, maybe they're not realistic about it. So we need to see that reality in the society and promote it, so that people can live together with one unity and with one peace. Thank you so much, Aruna. Kurudi kwako mpenzi mtazamaji, natumai katika awamu ya kwanza tukiwa naye Aruna umeweza kufahamu mawili matatu kuhusiana na diversity, na ameweza kuelezea nini. Kama vile diversity ni kwamba kuna region tofauti tofauti. Sote katika nchi ya Kenya, sisi sote tuko na kabila tofauti tofauti, lakini lazima tuje pamoja ili kupata ile unity. Lazima tuje pamoja ku achieve goal moja ambao sisi labda tunataka, ima ni amani, ama kujijenga, ama pia promote watu kupata miba ni kazi, kwa sababu ingeenda kama ni kuhusiana na tribes, watu wengi wangekuwa wanakosa masuala mengi. Inshallah mpenzi mtazamaji, acha tuchukue pumziko, tutakaporudi tuendelee zaidi. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mpenzi mtazamaji, karibu tena katika awamu ya pili ya kipindi kipendacho Pewa Asubuhi ndani ya kitengo Gumzo la Vijana. Mpenzi mtazamaji, leo tunaangazia swala zima la diversity and inclusivity. Ni kwamba kujileta pamoja, kuwa kitu kimoja, haswa sisi ambao tupo katika nchi ya Kenya. Kuna matukio tofauti tofauti yanatokea, ima ni wakati wa kupiga kura, inapofika maybe in times za elections, tunakuwa tuko na ngonjera nyingi ambazo sisi tuko nazo. Ima utakuta tunakuja tunateta kwa sababu ya ukabila nini na nini. Hakuna ile kwamba tukuje kwa umoja, kwa sababu sisi sote tunataka lengo moja. Na tukielekea kwake Aruna tuweza kufahamu mengi na mengi zaidi. Welcome back Aruna. Welcome back. So let's look at the privileges and biases of diversity.
The privileges are, you can build the whole nation on it. It's very strong when you understand each other's religion, or respect each other's religion, respect the skin colors, respect the gender. And once you have that in a place, you are the strongest on the ground. Because you're not looking at all this now. Your focus change. You're not filtering anywhere. Your focus change because you have never advocate for it. You never mention in that meeting. You have never ever at least blab about it, you know, that you are a Muslim,
Yes.
or you are a Somali, or you are Indian, you are a Muindi. Not like this. When you put a task together, without putting all this content or labelings, you definitely become one best.
So
Yeah.
it's all about not like removing each other from a certain place, but then including one another.
Yes.
Coming with one thing that you want to promote.
Yes.
If it's unity, because all of us, in as much as we are diving inside diversity, it's all about building unity.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I normally go and deal with all different community. I've been to 32 counties.
That's
And every
nice.
county has a different tribe, in Kenya especially. I am Kenyan citizen, but still I'm Indian. I come from different continent. If all this tribe can welcome me in their country, in their home, I should be one of it, no? Isn't it? Because
Yes.
I gained from this country.
True.
And if I've been not appreciating the people on the ground, the diversity, the religion, everything, then I should go back to my country. I don't belong here then.
True.
Right? So at some point, you have to forget who you are. That's how you're going to integrate with the different people. Learn from their practices. Not every religion has wrong teaching. Every religion has something good to teach you.
Yes.
And pick up that good one. Why are you always picking something wrong? How do you become a better person in tomorrow? By picking something which is correct, but also which is build you in, not to destroy you backwards. If we go to study any religion or culture, something you'll not like it. That doesn't mean their practice is wrong. That means you have to adopt and learn from those practices why it's been done. Learn from the people is important. What is not important is to adopt those practices. Leave it there. Let the people do it with whoever is believing in it. Yeah.
You take the practice that you know it will benefit you in the society.
Yes.
Because as they say, don't copy everything that any other person
You can't
does.
copy, otherwise who are you?
Yeah.
You are not original otherwise.
True.
You can't copy religion, but you can respect religion.
Yeah, true. What are the biases of diversity?
The biases is if you don't respect the religion, the people, the area you are in, you can create even a war. It can be even a world war. It can start with you, and by the time you realize it became so big, it's impossible to reverse it then. The biases are also individual suffering. Don't hold too much that I don't want to know or learn from each other. You be open-minded to at least learn. Do not need to practice this, but learning is very important from each other. That comes to from different countries, different religion, different tribes. And the other one is, do not leave your root, where you come from. Respect your root, respect the other diversity around you. Yeah, because your roots are the value first. If you don't value your own religion, don't value your own tribe, if you don't value your own person, which you are, you will never be able to understand about others, or you will never will be a correct judgmental about others in religion, country, or tribe.
True.
So first, identify yourself, hold your roots very strongly, and bring your value from there to understand others' value. Yeah.
True. So let's talk about another thing concerning workplaces. We all work in different places, and as we know, we work with different people. How can we promote diversity around the places? Because as we all know, you can go to some places or some offices, and it depends on how they take you. Some may discriminate you, and some may take you like you are nothing. As we talk about diversity, it's also accepting each other's race, because sometimes it tends to get to a point whereby a black maybe or a white person, you can see maybe he's not working with a black person, or some tend to even not want that black person to touch them. So how can people bring diversity into their workplaces?
The good part is their policies, workplaces. Fully be aware where you're working, what are the policies. Choose the right company where you want to work. If your policies are not there, that means the management is not aware, and this kind of scenario is going to happen. And when it happens, there is nobody guiding you to how to make it correct. Second thing, when you're in a workplace, be a human instead of being a Muslim and a Hindu, or a African and European. Be a human to help each other. Respect the religion, again I will say, but doesn't mean you practice the religion in office places. Nowadays, you hear a lot about gender equality. But go backward a little bit and understand what was happening earlier. You see, this diversity is something in a fancy world. It was there earlier, but not noticeable as much as right now, not practices as much as right now. That means something correct, they were doing it, right? So we need to learn backward a little bit. I know we are demanding everywhere.
Yes.
Because we are strong, we have power, but learn from your past also. So first thing, to make sure the policies are in a place, so management in that office understand what's happening before they hire you or before you've been employed. The second thing is also change your mindset. You're going to the multicultural place where you have to work because that's your need. Put your need first. Rest will already become a lighter task. Yeah? And the third one is come out as a better human or an employee of that company, not as an individual. Your mind change when you're in a different sector now. You have to mentally prepare that I am in office to work. You can't wear a same cloth in the house and in the office.
True.
How do you differentiate otherwise? And how are you going to differentiate your mindset that when I'm home, I'm more relaxed. But when I'm office, I have to be fully dressed, very sharp looking. That means my mind is sharp also. I'm fully aware what's happening in my surrounding. Yeah. So those are the few areas we need to look into it.
Okay, thank you so much. And let's talk about the challenges. What are the challenges that arise in promoting diversity? We've talked about the biasness, which one I think it can bring about war. So what are the challenges in order to come up to the extent that we are promoting diversity, or we are at a place whereby peace is what we are looking for, or unity is what we are looking for? So what are the challenges that people face on the way?
Lack of knowledge is the first one. Aggressiveness, the action they put before thinking. And the last one is fully awareness in surrounding.
So how can people be fully aware of whatever they're doing?
See, before you judge anything, before you comment anything on that, you need to know the history of conversation or any task. No religion, no tribes, no continent. Get the history out of it. You can only comment when you're fully knowledgeable. Otherwise, shut your mouth and learn from that conversation. Do your research and then come back to comment something. Tangible information is important because every learning is also have to have in a professional way. You can't do or say because your mother said. My mother said in Hinduism you do this. You can't do that. You are an educated person. You have a knowledge. You have access to internet more than what your mother can do. Why don't you educate yourself first before you come as a judgmental on something? And sometimes if your comments are going to hurt someone or your judgmental are going to hurt someone, it's good to shut and stay quiet. Every situation is not important you to talk.
Because of the say, maybe you might think maybe something is small,
Yeah.
but can hurt someone's feelings.
And everybody has opinions and they are different. If you feel it's not progressive, it's not productive, it's going to control a lot of situation on the ground, forget it. Next day you are a new person, you are learning new task. It's not must every stone you need to unturn, every stone. Some you can leave it there for someone else to do it. Isn't it? What we do nowadays, because we have access to all the social media, which is at our fingertip, but we are not learning that social media information which is coming, especially on Instagram and TikTok
Twitter.
and everybody, those are short videos. They're only talking about 2 lines.
True.
Right? They're not talking before what has happened. They're not talking history. They're not talking further also what we are going to create. Because they want to teach you only 2 lines, we are learning those only. And that's not a full information.
True.
Learn from there, but then do your own research before you talk or be judgmental. Yeah.
So when we wind up, let's talk about, you've mentioned about social media. So how can social media promote diversity? In as much as we know social media, it's either they guide you, or let's say, how can media at large promote diversity? Because as you can see, we might find maybe some media stations are biased, and we need to correct that thing, or we need to correct that mindset. And in order for our mindset to be well, because social media plays a bigger role in exercising the mind of a youth or the mind of a person. So how can social media help in building the diversity?
They are actually bigger participant in all this. They have a power to change the world, social media. But which one you picking also? That's your power. Social media needs to also first learn what we are putting out there. What will be the impact? Are we really bringing impact, or is just my blab because I want to gain some attraction? Social media also needs to bring the narrative so people start believing in them. You know, there are only I think 60 to 70% people believe in social media.
True.
The 30% people are still core. Why they are not believing? Because every time they might have seen that whenever something comes on social media, the next step they're talking is something else.
True.
You know, you'll come across the social media will talk about 1 hour different, and the second hour they're exactly opposite of what they've talked before 1 hour. What are you trying to do?
True.
Who believes in you that? Have a tangible information, be the correct one, be the right on a time to bring the message out. Yeah, you can't be talking because Aruna is drinking water, let's put on social media. Aruna drank a water which was poured in a jug, from jug.
Like nowadays, I feel like everything, everything or every life that we live, most people live lives in social media.
Yes, it's like a bubble. It has a power, you get to learn a lot, but as we used to do earlier without social media, that we used to watch the news, reading newspaper, having a social event where we can talk, then just do research. You know what social media has done right now? Before I go to the doctor, I want to do research.
True.
So that doctor must be even thinking that my degree is valid or not. Because you already made your judgmental. You already judged your sickness. Same thing happens is everywhere. Let's talk about anything like a book. Before you read, you said, let me check on the social media what's happening with this book. If everybody has said the book is not good, you already dropped the idea of not reading. Though your learning must be coming from that specific book.
True.
Right? So they play a big role, but also people play a big role by supporting the media.
Yeah.
So both needs to work together. Social media needs to promote something which is correct. Keep it in a mind that they need to build something out of it. And it has to be positive. You can't be continuous negative about it. And as I said earlier, if they're playing the big role, they have to correct this and support us as a human individuals to make sure we have a correct belief and support from them.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Aruna.
Thank
It's been a pleasure, and I think you've talked a lot, you've explained a lot, and you've explained what diversity is, and I hope the viewer can understand what to do or can emulate whatever you've said. And as you've said, knowledge is very important, so people need to be knowledgeable in whatever they do. Thank you so much, Aruna. Kurudi kwako mpenzi mtazamaji, natumai katika awamu ya pili tukiwa naye Aruna, nadhani umeweza kufahamu na umeweza kumuelewa zaidi. Ameweza kuongelea pia ukiwa kazini, ukiwa kazini, ima mko nyinyi na wafanyikazi wenzenu, na mnajua mpo watu tofauti tofauti. Sio mtu ambaye labda mko labda nyinyi Waislamu peke yenu ama Wakristo peke yenu ama wewe ni Muhindi peke yake, hapana. Lakini pia mjue policies za kampuni. Zile policies zinasema nini, na ukiweza kufahamu utaweza kufahamu zaidi na mengi zaidi. Kufikia hapo mpenzi mtazamaji, natumai umefahamu mengi, sina mengi ya kusema isipokuwa nikukwambia maasala.